I'm curious, man, because you guys all have very unique journeys. Obviously, both of y'all were on Jive for a very long time. Cube, you've been a major label artist. You've gone independent. Nowadays, it feels like the transparency of record deals is higher. People are talking about it more in terms of like some of these shitty deals that are getting offered. Meek Mill's talked about it a lot recently. What is your guys' like thoughts on just like where the game is and like artists becoming a lot more self-aware on some of the deals they're signing? Because I'm assuming like everybody's probably signed a deal that they're not the craziest about, you know what I mean? And you guys have seen all sides of the game, whether it's doing the independent shit, doing the major label shit.
Well, my Westmore, we doing it like one at a time, so we're not really like getting buried up under contracts or anything like that. We definitely the group has definitely grossed quite a bit of money before anything ever dropped.
Well, the tour's been going. You guys been a lot of tour dates.
Shows. We did really good on merch. We did really good with some early stuff we did. Like we appeared at the Triller event when Jake Paul
I remember
fought.
that
was a big payday, and we just kind of
was that the same fight. Nate Robinson took the
No,
it was the one after, right?
It was one before. He took the L before that fight, I believe.
I can't remember, but it was
yeah. No, I remember that was dope.
It was in Atlanta.
Now, you guys have been building this for. I mean, Big Subwoofer's been out over a year, so it's
so it's like a business play, man. Everything is thought out in advance. When we gonna drop the album? When's the next album coming? What are the visuals gonna do? Like, what's the next money play? It's more like a business, and I think that this market right now for a young artist, they don't have to just go sign to a major label and get buried or do a 360 deal. They could really like go do deals with different platforms and different type of spaces where the music could live. It's so many different places that a song or an album, a project can go right now. So, you got to just factor all that in and not just do that old conventional one street, like get it to the physical. You can't do that. Like you got to do a lot of stuff. So I think, it's a good time to we got good leverage on this, being as that it's Snoop and Cube and 40 is Short and we OGs and we solid. We didn't have to go in there and they're like, well, I'll give you a deal, but you got to sign on for like 7 albums. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that with us.
What would you advise like a younger artist who's maybe got like a solid local buzz? Would you give them advice to explore the major label route or try to stay as independent as long as possible?
Stay as independent as long as possible, as long as you can. When you do your music without a record label, you own 100% of it. And once you sign with a record label, you basically giving them a percentage of your work. So if you have the discipline and the resources to be an independent artist, then you should do it. A lot of guys are, and I'll let 40 speak on it, but a lot of guys are, they sign 360 deals, and that's like one of the worst deals ever invented in man. So some of them start, you get real educated on deals once you sign a bad one because you realize why the money is not making it to me.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any royalty checks. It's almost like the last check you ever see is the advance, and then it's over.
So they start to, nothing will teach you more about the music business than signing a bad deal and you figuring out why it's bad.
Right.
And then you become an expert. And I'll kick it over to 40 to give a few comments on it.
Well, nowadays, the new era, the new generation has it pretty damn good, and I'm happy for them. And they smart. A lot of these youngsters are smart. They don't have to sign with a major. A major will give you a good. If you like, I can't really put a age group on. Am I talking to the mic? Yeah. I can't put an age on it, but just say you 18 or 19, and you sign a deal for 3 years, and that label blow you up. It might be good for you. It might be like they put the whole house behind you. That might be cool,
right? Because
that's what you need. Because you don't have the funding for it, the financials for it. You don't have it. So you let them do what they need to do with you. Be smarter and make sure that you negotiate your masters and all that stuff. How quick you get them back and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
that can be an advantage for you if you're really young. You know what I mean? And because then once you get off that label, then you got the distro kids of the world and just distribution deals, you know, 90-10 and you know what I'm saying?
Empires,
those type of
the foundations.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, you know, and that way you can control your own destiny and you're getting all the Gouda. You understand me?
You keep your masters.
Right. You keep your
always gotta
masters.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Because it can go the other way too. Some people sign you and they don't do shit.
Yeah.
And you go out there and do all the work, and they get paid. You
Off
go
of your
blow
back.
yourself up,
Right.
and now they come out the woodworks,
Right.
and want they cut, and you feel like, man, y'all didn't do nothing. But so you got to just be careful. You got to really know who you getting in business with, and not just be happy to be signed.
Yeah.
But understand that this is a business.
It's a lot of mines, a lot of land mines in the major industry, in the major label industry. With you come in that door with those smiles and those meetings, and they bring out the whole staff, and it's like catering, and they love you, and they sign you, and the check is big, and you happy, you're celebrating, and the product comes out, and it does whatever. But somewhere, you know, when I say landmines, you can't really get mad at the right person.
Right.
You call up there yelling and screaming, they gonna shelf you. You go up there acting an ass, they gonna shelf you. You sit there and your next single come out on your second album and it's stellar, they gonna shelf you. And it's like you're still a really good artist, and you get a lot of really good artists lost in that major label sauce. So if you go there, know what you're doing. Stay independent. You in charge of what
You
doing,
stay independent. You know, that's another thing. That's an advantage I had over many people that started off on major labels. I was independent for many moons. I was independent 6 years before I even, you know, I didn't sign my major distribution deal into 1994 with Jive. I came in the game in 1988 independent. So it was 6 years I had to, you know, I went to college to learn. When I say college, I'm talking about just music industry college, you know, unwillingly, you know what I'm saying? So I just went because I had to learn. I was in it by force, not by choice. So then when I signed my distribution deal, it was great because I already had the demand, you know what I'm saying? I knew what I wanted, and it was great. So I'm independent still right now. I control my own destiny. But my whole thing is this. Nowadays, you could do what the majors do as an independent young artist. All you gotta do is hire indies, and you can hire indie radio people.
Yep.
You know, it's all kind of stuff you can do, and it's really up to you. You can promote yourself.
It's like an a la carte menu.
Your
of
social
like what
media
services
is there,
you want.
content,
For sure.
all that. Work your content on the social media is the biggest platform.
Well, you're direct to consumer now.
Exactly, you're
Before
direct
you
to
needed
consumer.
the deal to get into the record store.
Now you're locked in. You don't have to press up hard CDs and all that stuff. We can go in there right now and make a song right now, today, right now. Put the beat up, make a slap, had it shit on iTunes in 24 hours.